Yes, everybody. Hope you are all doing well and welcome back to another stream on the channel. This is the press conference reaction. We will be reacting to what Mr. Arne Slot has got to say in his press conference in just a few minutes' time. Big one against Spurs, I can't lie. This is a massive game against Tottenham in a must-win game. You know, you want to start to put some more points on the board, get back into that real race for the top four. I mean, the Premier League table is this. Like, we need to win this. We need to absolute win this because for me, if you can win it this weekend, you put some massive pressure on that top four. I think Arsenal got Everton, Man City got West Ham. They'll beat them. I think Aston Villa. Who has Aston Villa got? Man United. So someone's dropping points there. And Crystal Palace, they've got Leeds, which ain't easy away, and Chelsea, they've got Newcastle. So hopefully, a lot of teams this weekend have all got tough games. So, you're looking at it and you're thinking, look, Spurs, tough game, but you've got to get in there, get the points, and ultimately get out. It's, very simple. If I'm being truly honest with you. So, look, Liverpool have to beat Tottenham. Like, there's just nothing about it. Big up to Benjamin in the chat. Big up, mate. Must win game. Literally, yeah, it doesn't doesn't get any bigger than that. So yeah. And obviously that game's tomorrow night. Our record at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, like, it's a good record, but then it's not a good record at the same time. Like, we've got a couple of wins there. I think we've actually lost a game or two there as well. Look, I'll be honest. We need to be winning. We need to ultimately be winning. Like, don't win now. Just lock it all off. You think we win? I do think Liverpool will win. I am predicting a Liverpool win. Bless up Curtis. Bless up Reacts. Spurs are crap. Spurs are not great right now, and they're in a bit of a medias form. They are in a bit of a medias form, and we need to capitalize on that. Thomas Frank, his job looks like it's going to be on the line. It's not going well for him over there, and ultimately Liverpool have to be there to capitalize on Tottenham right now. They have to be winning this. No, dropping points. In my opinion, I think Liverpool ultimately, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. They're gonna have to go there and win. They're gonna have to go there and win. Right, we have got the press conference up and running. We are just waiting for Mr. Slot to enter the building, and hopefully he'll be entering the building very soon. Yeah, Spurs are media, mate. They are medias. Early morning stream chat. So obviously I know a lot of people will watch back on the replay on this one because it's early in the morning. Smash a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, man. And yeah, man, we've got bare streams today. This is one of 3. So yeah, we will be live for the next hour reacting to the press conference, giving my thoughts, and obviously probably predicting the lineup alongside with my my score prediction. So it'll be interesting to see what he says on the updates. Big up to Baran in the chat. Go on, lad. Big up to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well, my bro. Been a while since I've seen you in the chat, so hope you're doing well, buddy, man. Yeah, should be doing well, Baron. Bless up to you, my brother. Hope you're feeling better now and everything like that. So yeah, make sure we actually got audio up. There we go. Score prediction. I think Liverpool will win 2. Look, as much as we kept back-to-back clean sheets, I think we've kept 3 clean sheets in 5. Look, I think Liverpool will win the game 2-1. Should be an interesting one. Yeah, this presser should be an interesting one. Interesting presser. Facts. Do you know? God, it's an actual late press conference. He's late today. You're late to work. You should be sacked. In the dressing gown, and yeah, man. Look, listen. We literally woke up like half an hour ago, and I wanted to get this stream in. So after once I've done the stream, we'll go and grab a shower, grab some full breakfast, and then chill for a bit. Obviously, I got another stream at 2:00. We've got a stream reviews on sports. You should subscribe to him. Yeah, man, we're gonna chop it over there. Talk about Liverpool. Talk about Arsenal. What's his thoughts and feelings on the title race, etc. So, yeah, man, come on, Slot, bro. Where's this brother at, man? Like, he's taking the mick. He's taking the absolute mick. Where is he at, man? BF chat, if you want to, make sure you smash us a like and subscribe. Try and aim for 20 likes if possible. We're 8 likes away from the target. Make sure you subscribe in as well. So yeah, we've also got the boxing watch along tonight as well. So yeah, it's going to be a busy day in terms of content, man. Busy day in terms of content, because what was it? We've got the stream at 2:00. Then I'm going to chill for a bit. And obviously we're back live at 10:00. And we're going to be live till about between 3:00 and 5 a.m. So it's going to be a good 5 hour, 4 to 7 hour plus stream tonight. So yeah, we're going to be up for the next 20 hours. So I might have a little nap in the afternoon, to be fair. Because I should be the second stream of the day will probably be done probably like an hour and a half. So then I can probably go and maybe have a nap. So yeah, we move, mate. We move. Where is this brother? He is taking the mick. Come on. He's late to the press conference. He's ducking. He's ducking the press conference, Mr. Slot. He is ducking the press conference. Where is his brother? He's not turning up. He's not turning up. So he better fucking turn up. He's got questions to answer. So yeah, Fairs. Yeah, mate. It's early in the morning, man. What do you want me to do? Just like I'm going to a wedding or something? Like, what do you want me to be dressing in? Come on, Slot man. Come on. Get to your press. Oh, your piss is coming. There we go.
Good morning. Morning. I am. Good. You? Yeah, really good.
There we go.
Just to check a couple of things with Mo. Are there still to be any conversations while he's away at AFCON? Is there any?
God, we're on most other questions.
Or is it just a case of when he returns, he just goes straight back in as normal?
No, I said last week, actions speak louder than words, and we moved on. He was in the squad, and he was the first substitution I made. But now he's at the AFCON, playing big games for himself, but also for the country. So I think it's fair to them but definitely also for us because we are going to play some very important games. That all the focus is for him over there.
He is
There's
live,
not
yeah.
any distraction of me saying anything about his time here at Liverpool.
Yeah, it is live.
Because what I said, we've moved on after the Leeds interview, and he played against Brighton, and now he's there. So it's fair for that country, and for him, and also for us, to talk for us about Tottenham and other games, and for them to be fully focused on their tournament.
So how is the squad looking availability-wise for this next big game? Thinking in particular Joe Gomez, Dominic Szoboszlai, okay, with that ankle injury that he had. Is Jeremy Frimpong available once again? Cody Gakpo as well, where's he at?
Well, he had a scan that looked promising, so that means that we're not that worried anymore as we were maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago. So that means he might come back a bit earlier than expected 2 weeks ago, but that's definitely not tomorrow, and also not next week. Where Joe is not in the squad as well, the weekend. And Dominic trained yesterday,
Hold up.
training for the first time. So
One
let's see
second.
where he is today. And
What did he just say?
Available once again. Cody Gakpo as well, where's he at?
Well, he had a scan that looked promising, so that means that we were not
So he's had a scan.
worried anymore as we were maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago. So that means he might come back a bit earlier than expected.
Big up, lad.
But that's definitely not tomorrow, and also not next week. Where Joe is not in the squad as well, the weekend. And Dominic trained yesterday, parts of the training for the first time. So let's see where he is today and how he then is tomorrow. And Jeremy is in the squad again as well.
Obviously, you do have Conor Bradley back after
Yeah.
suspension.
Yeah.
What are you expecting from Spurs? Because he was 20 goals across the 4 games last season, including the 6-3 down there. And I make it in the last 12 meetings between the two, you're averaging the goals in each game, you're averaging around about 4.5 goals per game.
Yeah.
That means absolutely
Well,
nothing,
it
but
took us,
okay.
92 minutes, I think, to score away against Brentford, the Thomas Frank team last season. So you cannot compare. You can compare certain things because mainly the same players. They've added a few players to their team, and with Thomas Frank, a new manager. So I don't think you can compare our games of last season with this season. Even more so because we not only added, we lost a lot of players as well. So you cannot compare this team of us to last season, and even with the same manager, because I'm the same manager, and you cannot compare our results last season with facing the Thomas Frank team.
Do you feel like you're building momentum in the season now?
I felt that earlier, and I felt that many times. What I mainly feel is that I can see, and that is always. I hope this we will all see this in the results as well. But I see that we are progressing. I just had an interview, and I said over there as well. Too many times this season, I had to play players that were fit when it comes to having no injury, but were they completely ready for 90 minutes of Premier League intensity? No, you can ask yourself the question if that was completely true. So, and I answer that question with what I say. So I don't think too many times that wasn't the situation for the amount of games we played. I'm not talking only about the new players that had to adapt to the Premier League. We missed out on a lot of players that had injuries either in pre-season or during the season. And I see now players progressing in terms of their fitness. And as a result of that, in their performances, and I think we are definitely making progress. First of all, because players are fitter, more ready for what the request is that? What the demands are, and that's a good base to start from. And now we have to, and I've seen so many moments in games where we played so well, but not enough times 90 minutes.
Thank you. So in terms of that progression as well, without getting too carried away, I know you don't have the league table just yet, but if you do win this game, you could go top 4 with it. Just in terms of that alone, what could that do to the spirit and feeling around everywhere?
I think winning always gives a good feeling and a good spirit for
Yeah.
a team that had so many changes during the summer. The league table, the first 12, 13, 14, 15 teams are so close to each other that winning or losing matters a lot, with one exception. Although City is coming closer and closer to Arsenal now, but Arsenal's quite far away from us. I think the main thing for us is to build on where we are building on in the last 5 games. I think
Yep.
we are, maybe with the exception of Brighton, by the way, because we did concede quite a lot of chances against them. But the other games we were solid, decent. Is decent a good word? But solid defensively, and that's a good base. Combined with that, players are getting more and more ready to compete at Premier League intensity as a group. So I think we can expect more from us in the upcoming part of the season than what we've shown before. But I assume that everybody would expect that as well.
And just to add to what you were saying about the group and getting together, taking away international breaks, this was the first full week that you'd had, full midweek without a game since back in August. So what have you been able to do, and how helpful has that been for you?
There you got Clive in the building. Hope you're doing well, love.
To work on a training pitch with the players, especially if
They
you
got QT as well.
bring in players, not all of them, but a few of them a little bit later in the window. With Alex, for example, he's the best example of that in the 1st of September.
Okay.
And I think it's also, but you can also influence your players if you play a game and you do your video meetings. So it's not an excuse for our results, not at all. But I would prefer to have more of these weeks than we have, because it's a way of implementing either new things or pointing out more and more, stressing on things we have to do better than we did them before. So yeah, I liked it, and next week is the same. So that is almost a mini. Is that the right word you use here? A pre-season, yeah, for us.
Thank you. Phil?
10 goals for Hugo Ekitike so far, and there's been quite a variety in the type of finishes that he's applied. I just wonder if he's surpassed your expectations so far.
No, he didn't, because we knew what type of player we signed. I think I said it straight after the game, and this is something I just said as well. He had to go off, I think, in the Brighton game after 70 minutes because he had cramp. But he did double the amount of work, a little bit exaggerated, but almost double the amount of work that he did 3 months ago, where I also had to take him off with cramp. So, but his ability to score.
Hugo Ekitike is so important to this team. Like, genuinely, at least he's been one of the bright sparks of this team so far, and hopefully, he can continue to stay fit, because obviously it was cramp that he picked up, and obviously we've got to be careful with him as well. Because our attacking options are low right now, because obviously this manager ain't going to play Keys, and Murphy has gone on AFCON. Isak is Isak. Gakpo's out injured, so we've got to be very cautious with our attackers right now. And big up to Hugo, man, because I thought he did his hamstring when he went down against Brighton. I was thinking, oh my God, please, to God, no. And lucky enough, it was only cramp.
Technique, his speed, all these things, that's just what he has. So no one is surprised to see that. But he improved a lot in terms of how much he runs during the game, how hard he works, and that's a big help for the team as well, because
I do agree.
But
At the same time,
he helps us out now defensively as well, and that is also very important for a number 9. In the talks I had with him, I probably spoke more about what I expect from him defensively than offensively, because offensively he
What
can.
do you think about
Before we signed him, he had no problems with that. After we signed him, he sometimes felt like, can we also talk a bit about offense? Or but there's not so much to talk about offense with him because that part of his game is very good. And defensively, I'm more and more excited to see what he's doing as well.
And just a quick one on Konate. You said a few games ago that he was a bit too much at the scene of the crime for you this season. I just wonder if you think in recent games he's started to find his form again.
Yeah, and I added to that for centre backs, that's not an uncommon thing to be on the crime scene if you concede goals.
Well, obviously.
But he's been unlucky a few times where he played good games, in my opinion. But then, a moment decides the game. Unfortunately, we play. I don't think it's unfortunate. But
Yeah, Ibu's been good in the past 2 games, man. He deserves massive credit.
Scoring game, football. That's the nice thing about football. That's why
Big up to Ibu, lad.
teams that are maybe not as good as other teams can still win the game. In basketball, the best team always wins, I think, because you have so many goals you can score. But in a low-scoring sport, that's more difficult. And then when you're involved in a moment like Ibu, it has an immediate impact on the result. And then, of course, people are not as positive about that as they maybe should have been if you look at his performances. But recently, he's not been on the crime scene. And that is the way we prefer to see him. We prefer to see all of our players. But that's not only about him. I think he's helped out more recently than before. So I think we're less vulnerable in certain situations than we were in other parts of the season. And that has immediate impact on centre backs. And Ibu is a centre back, especially. No, let's keep it like this.
Thank you.
Arne, Case Jones started the past 3 games. What have you made of his impact? And it was just 2 interference.
What was that question?
Past 3 games. Arne, Case Jones started.
Curtis Jones, like Curtis Jones.
His impact, and it was just 2 interference last Saturday. What's he really needs to do now to go to that next level of becoming a record starter?
If you would have had a bit more hair, well, you were Curtis, because of the dialect the two of you have. Always when you ask a question, I have to listen very carefully. He's done really good in the last 3 games, and I think that's not the first time. But maybe since I'm here, it's the first time that it's 3 times in a row that he brings in very, very, very good performances. And he's had in the past also very good performances. And again,
he has.
I maybe didn't like the performance as much.
I think you can make an argument best player over the past 5 games.
It's again a challenge for him to go to the
alongside
Ekitike,
Ekitike.
to go to the 6th game. But I think I'm not the only one who liked the way he played with so much confidence, with so much work rate, giving it all in every single moment for the team, and really, really, really comfortable on the ball as well. So his last 3 performances are the base where we expect him to go on. But that starts tomorrow against a challenging opponent like Spurs.
Hi, Arne. If you think Dom could play against Spurs, would you start him or be more cautious and see how the game goes?
That completely depends how he does today. So if he can fulfill the whole training session, and then you speak to the player and to the medical staff, if the player feels comfortable to play, and he did all the things he had to do, then he will start. If he can fulfill the whole session, or he doesn't feel comfortable, he fulfills it, but he doesn't feel comfortable himself, we will have a discussion. But Dom has been a starter for me in the 1.5 year I'm here now, and for the performances he's brought in, he would be a starter tomorrow if he's completely fit.
Hopefully, yeah.
No. Hi, Arne. You mentioned the Brighton game and the chances that they were able to create. I think they had more chances and better chances than Leeds. You scored 3 goals and they didn't score any. I'm just wondering what you put that down to. You mentioned that the overall fitness of the group has improved. Do you think maybe there's an element that other teams have started to have a look at some of the recent changes you've made and maybe start to find some of the potential weak points in?
That is a question only the future can answer. That last part of your question. The first part of your question is I think we've conceded against Brighton more chances than the 4 games combined. So that also tells you how well we did in the 4 games before that. I think not many teams have kept Inter Milan in their own stadium away from any danger at all. Maybe one chance, one header from Martinez. So yeah, they arrived a lot of times second half in our 18-yard box, created very good moments, but we have to understand and know that we created a lot against them as well. So again, it was the balance where the games before we didn't create that much. Now we've created more, but conceded more as well in the second half mainly. So first half, very good performance from us on the ball. Don't think we gave away a lot in the first half, but the second half, the game was more open on both ends. There were a lot of nice situations in both boxes. So
Facts.
But that is also due to the fact that Brighton has, I've said this before, always a very good playing plan, very good idea of how they want to play, but also very good players and very good players coming off the bench. So I don't know if you liked Mitoma seeing that he came in. In every other game I would like it, but if he plays against us, I prefer to see him sitting on the bench because he's one of the very good players they have.
Do you feel like you're getting closer to that balance between being able to be effective in attack and without giving away a lot of other chances there? I mean, you mentioned the fact that previous games there was less attack and less defense, and this game was a bit more effective. You're getting closer to that balance of being able to be good in one and good in the other.
Yeah,
I'm doing all right, mate. I hope you're doing well yourself, mate.
Closer to the team I want us to be. And that has gone with ups and downs. Let's be completely clear about that. But for me, that makes complete sense because all the changes we've made during the summer, and we made them on purpose because we thought we needed to. And if I'm completely honest, maybe I didn't expect it to take maybe as long as it did. But looking back on it, reflecting on it now, I think I've been too positive because if you go with a new group where not all of them are completely ready to play every single game 90 minutes in this intensity, you have to adapt. Sometimes he can play, then he cannot play. So it takes maybe a bit of time, and we've been very unlucky. Unlucky with referee decisions. I said this multiple times. Even Saturday when I said afterwards that the referee was completely neutral, I missed out on a red card. Another influential decision, but this time it didn't hurt us, and we have to go to that situation. If a referee decision is against, it doesn't matter. We are still good enough to win. If we concede a set piece, no problem. We're still able to win. So set piece is another thing. I think from almost all the losses that we've had, except for one maybe, in all the other ones we've conceded a set piece, and we shouldn't be. That shouldn't influence our result anymore, and that's why we have to improve. That we're not depend as much on luck or bad luck, because we are in that mix too many times from the start of the season. Because we were a few times lucky, maybe in the start when we scored late goal winners. We deserve those wins, but still were small margins, and we have to make sure that this team gets to a level
100%.
Either referee decisions or set pieces doesn't influence our results as many as they
Liverpool should just be winning games
in recent weeks or months.
Arne Slot not making excuses. Oh my god, I feel like I genuinely could fall apart like a deck chair. Arne Slot didn't really make any excuses. There was a couple of things he picked up on. There's some really good important updates. You know that he did mention that we are going to go through. We'll put the quotes on Twitter. Bear with me. Big up to everybody in the chat, man. Over 13 of you in the building, man. Smash the like button. Make sure you subscribing as well. Let's go through what Arne Slot then did say in his press conference. But yeah, let's try and run these likes up to 20, chat. Bless up. Let me get through some of your comments. I agree. Jones has been bossing her right now. Has to start again. 100% Jones has to start. Big up the men's. Doing well. Big up to Wesley in the building. I see Liverpool owners FSG could be about to land 740 million boost as deal or waits abroad approval. They saw their hockey team. I've not actually seen that. I've not actually seen any really news, to be honest with you, since I woke up. But yeah, let's go through some stuff. So people wanting to, regarding Hugo Ekitike, about if he's injured, anything like that. No need to worry about Hugo Ekitike. The following news is, no, he didn't surpass expectations because we knew who we had signed. He had to go off in the Brighton game after 70 minutes with cramp. So yes, it is cramp. It wasn't a hamstring. It wasn't anything like that. So the fact that it wasn't a hamstring is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. But he almost did double the work 3 months ago. When he also went off with cramp. His ability to score, his technique and speed, and he has it all. So no one is surprised to see it, but he has improved a lot, so much. He runs in games and works. That is a big help for the team as well. So that important for number 9 as well. In our talks, I probably have told him what I expect more defensively from him, and then offensively, I'm more excited to see what he can do defensively. Yeah, of course. I think offensively, he's obviously doing very well right now. Scoring goals for the club. He's exceeding all the expectations. The thing is with Hugo Ekitike, I do agree with Slot when it comes to the defensive style point of view. I do think he's very much improving the way he actually protects the ball, the way he's able to stand off the ball, the way he's able to shrug defenders off the ball when defending up at the top and waiting for the other players, to be able to link a play or to be able to, feed the ball to. He's able to defend the ball in dangerous positions in the sense of where he may not think that there's an opportunity to score a goal or be able to get a shot off. He's able to do the defensive work to be able to, to wait for other teammates to come up and help him. I feel like he's massively improved because there was something I did criticize him on, in the first couple of weeks when he was at the club. I felt like his defensive side of work wasn't, particularly as good, but I think he's massively improving. On a sort of full week of training, I think it has always been helpful for a manager to work on the training pitch. If you bring players in the window, Alex, for example, September the 1st, but you can also influence players with video meetings. But I would prefer more of these weeks because you can implement new things or point out who needs improving. Next week, it is the same. So I have liked it, and it is like a mini pre-season for us. Well, if that's the case, then Arne Slot, there is absolutely no excuses to be not winning football matches. There's no excuses to not be going and beating Tottenham Hotspur, going to beat Leeds, Wolves, and Fulham in the coming weeks. If you're treating it and looking at it like a pre-season, that means players like Alexander Isak. Ultimately there's not really an excuse with them now, because if you're saying people are saying that Alex needs a full pre-season, he needs proper time and rest to be able to recover, and then he needs also time to be on the pitch, then the next couple of weeks are surely going to be the best moments and preparation for him, you'd think. We will go through this tweet. I've seen that Liverpool have open contract talks with Dominic Szoboszlai. Confirmed LFC know that the leading clubs in the world football would seize any opportunity to sign the Hungarian midfielder. Slot on top 4. Winning always gives us a good feeling and spirit, especially for a team who had so many changes in the summer. The table, the first 12-13 game teams are so close. Man City are getting closer to Arsenal, but they are quite away from us. Other games we have been solid defensively, and that is a good base. Combined with the players getting more ready to compete, Premier League intensity as a group. So I think we can expect more from us in the upcoming part of the season, but I assume everyone would expect that as well. Facts. To be fair with Arne Slot, he's not. Arne Slot's not actually talking rubbish in this press conference. Mate, we will be talking about Arsenal at 2:00. We've got an Arsenal fan on the channel. We will be chatting Arsenal. Don't worry. We win the game this weekend. I think he deserves a better song than the generic one our fans saying. I like it, to be honest. I think we will get Semenya in January. They saw the hockey team. I'll have to have a look at that QT. I will have to have a look at that. Big up everybody in the building, man. 3 likes, 3 from 20. If you're going to hit 20 likes, massively appreciate it. And obviously, if you want to, make sure you're subscribing. This is what Arne Slots had to say on the game. Let's have a read. So it took us 92 minutes to score away against Brentford, a Thomas Frank team last season. Spurs are mainly same players. Frank, a new manager, so you can't compare last season with this for our games with Spurs. We added a lot of and lost a lot of players too, so you can't prepare with us and the results. I mean, no one's comparing. I mean, I didn't quite understand this bit when he actually said this bit in terms of comparing. Obviously, the new manager, they've signed a couple of players. They've lost players. We've lost players. But okay, fair enough. I felt we're building momentum early. I hope we all see this in the results. I see as we are progressing. Too many times this season, I've played players who were fit but weren't ready for 90 minutes of Premier League intensity. You can ask yourselves if that is true. We missed out on players who had injuries this during the season, and now I see them progressing fitness-wise, and I see them in their performances. It'd be interesting to see what you think of Alexander Isak then, because Alexander Isak is clearly a player that you've mentioned in terms of intensity. He's not ready. Kirkes, he's not ready for the intensity, and he's not going to be ready for 90 minutes. So I assume now these players, you think that some of these players are now ready? Is that what we're saying? We're making good progress defense, definitely, because the players are fitter for the demands. That is a good base to start from. He loves the word base today, doesn't he? I've seen so many moments in the games where we were played well, but not enough for 90 minutes. Well, I think half of those games on a slot is mainly due to how we've actually been set up. And also in the games that we have played well, substitutions have ultimately killed us. Just like Canate and the substitutions killed us against Leeds, that's why we probably would have gone on to win the game. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? What else has he had to say? I want to get the injuries here. On a slot on injuries, Gakpo had a scan. That looks promising, so we're not that worried anymore that we were a few weeks ago. He will come back early, but not tomorrow or next week. Okay, so he's not going to be back tomorrow, and he's not going to be back next week, so he's probably going to be back. Gakpo should be back in the team probably. First game of the season, first day of New Year. Should be back then. Gomez is not in the squad. Why isn't Gomez in the squad? So Bosley trained yesterday part, so let's see how he is today. Yeah, thank God. Genuinely, this was the one thing I was very worried about and very concerned about. On a slot with Dominic Szoboszlai, I was very, very concerned. I can't lie, I was low-key crapping myself, thinking, oh, don't you dare be injured, Szoboszlai. Please don't you dare. Yeah, Szoboszlai has trained, obviously. Whether he starts tomorrow is on the bench is obviously, is a main thing. But the fact that he didn't go down, I thought Szoboszlai went down with his Achilles. Obviously I know some people saying, oh, but he got up straight away. A lot of players don't really feel injuries until moments or a couple of minutes later. And I was fearful that when he carried on, he was like jogging around a little bit, and the way he was moving on and off the ball, I think, I was worried that could have done any more potential damage than it already did. So the fact that he is going to be fit and available, obviously after today's session as well, is absolutely massive and crucial. Jeremy Frimpong is back in the squad. I did say this, so yeah, he will be back in the squad. That's big news, because I like Jeremy Frimpong. I think he's a good player. I think he's a very good player, and I think he's a very good squad option. I actually think in the games that he's actually played, I think he's actually been quite good, if I'm being honest. Let me catch up with some of your chats. QT mods, where did we get to? Arsenal. I think buddy, Arsenal already starting to wobble. Wesley won't admit to that. The two signs we will sign players, mainly Gay. Everyone's comparing this to last season. We were always going to have a year like this, but it is just so happens that we've also had a new players in the building as well as valued teammates passing away. I think you spoke, I'm not saying you didn't speak facts there, Lewis. For me, I don't like to use, Diego Jota as an excuse. I don't think it's actually fair on him. I don't think it's fair on the family, who are still being affected by the tragic loss of Diego Jota. And, forever rest in peace and condolences again. I feel for them, man. It's their first Christmas without him this year. So, there will be thoughts and prayers with them on Christmas. And for me, but then at the same time, it's also on the manager to be able to adapt. It's also on the manager to be able to adapt in the sense of how do you come across those problems. I agree with Slot that the players need to lift their game. He gave them tools on why Jones called at the players. Yeah, Curtis Jones has been set himself as a really, really good leader in the past couple of weeks, and I've been very pleased with his performances. Big up, bro. Was nothing about thing. We're still on top of us. Oh, he's just all about them for next game week. I mean, to be honest, we haven't really been that unlucky with injuries, in my opinion. I think we've been unlucky in the right back area. I think you could argue in the centre back. Man, the Arsenal's just way too great. It's almost like we broke the transfer record twice. How are we playing unbeaten in Europe on top of the competitive league? Who can chat to man? Well, we'll talk about Arsenal later, mate, when we debate about them. And also, Jones has to start this weekend. I agree. Curtis Jones has to start this weekend. If he doesn't start this weekend, I'll be fuming. If he's not, if Curtis Jones ain't starting this weekend, I'll be quite pissed off. If I'm being honest, I think he has to. So hopefully, I think to be honest, I think he will. I think he will. To be honest, if he's not starting, then give up. Today, every single Arsenal player except Gabriel is back from injury. Fairs. Yeah, so Frimpong is back in the team. Also, we did get asked about Mo Salah, about his conversation still going on, etc. And obviously, this is what Arne Slot had to say. Arne Slot and Mo Salah said that last week, actions speak louder than words. We moved on. He was in the squad and was the first sub. Now he's at AFCON. Big games for him and the country. So it is fair to them and us that all our focus is over. Then there for him, and no distractions for me saying anything about this time at Liverpool here. He is there, so it is fair for that country and him and us to talk about Spurs cracks. Facts, and fair play to Slot, taking somewhat level of accountability, telling the journalists to ultimately shut the fuck up about the situation, stop going on about the situation. We're here to talk about the injuries. We're here to talk about the players that are doing well. We're here to talk about the game that's up and coming at the weekend. And Slot needs to do this more often. I've been saying it for a long time. The press conferences have been a bit of a joke, and to be honest with you, I think they've actually sunk into his performances in terms of how he carries himself on and off the pitch. And I thought he carried himself quite well today. There was nothing really in particular where I was like, spoke about Mo Salah and spoke facts there. Saying let's all move on from the situation. If there is an issue, then I'm sure that the situation probably will be made comfortably aware, like it was, last time. Must win, of course. It's an absolute must win. Liverpool have to win. If they don't win, it's a joke. Let's go through some more. So we've done the top 4 ones, 4 week of training. We've gone for a Katike. Curtis Jones. Oh yeah, what's this about Curtis Jones? He's done really well in the last 3 games, and this is not the first time, but maybe since I am here, it's his 3 times in a row for the first time. Very good performances. Maybe I didn't like them as much as I did recently, so it is a challenge for him to go 4th or 5th game in a row. So much confidence, so much work rate, comfortable on the ball. Last 3 performances are the base for him to go and start tomorrow against Spurs. So he's basically stating that he probably is going to start tomorrow against Tottenham. good, because for me, he's probably our most informed top 3 players right now in form. I think we obviously put Hugo Ekitike in that bracket and Szoboszlai right now. I think Curtis Jones is in that bracket. So, yeah, definitely I want to see, of course I want to see Curtis. Smash the likes, yes, smash the likes, smash up the like button, yes. Big up everybody in the building, man. 3 likes away from 20. If you are new, make sure you are subscribing. We are 90 subs now, fully on that road to 2.6k subscribers. So the road to the big 3k. We keep on moving against Spurs. 6-goal win incoming. Bro, I doubt we beat Tottenham 6-0. As much as I think they're crap, I don't think we beat Tottenham 6-0. But no, Curtis Jones has to start. He's been fantastic. I thought, he's our Patini. He can be our tempo setter, the player that can slow down the ball, speed up the ball, that can get on the ball. His press resistance can protect the ball. I think he's got a good range of passing range on him. I think what Curtis Jones needs to do more, I want to see more of his attacking end products, because I think he can get goals and assists. We've seen he's got a decent finish on him. He can assist. He's got a good passing range. So yeah. What time is the fight on tonight, UK time? What, Jake Paul Joshua? It should be on from about 3:30 to about 4:30, mate. Obviously, it all depends if other fights go the full distance, the adverts, all that rubbish, and that. But yeah, chat. I'll be back in literally 2 minutes. I'm gonna go and fill up my water, and yeah, literally just 2 minutes. So yeah, slap up the likes, subscribe. Very much appreciate it. We're back in literally. It's not on at 4 p.m. It's on at like 4 a.m. Back in literally 2 minutes. We are back. Let me go through some of your questions. So yeah, the fight should be on, mate, about 5. Expect it's according to Netflix, it's meant to be on about 3:30 in the morning. But I reckon it'll be about 4 o'clock, 4:15. The main event always. The thing is, 3:30. That's the earliest it will start. That's the earliest the main event will start. So, because obviously you have to start it at certain times and stuff like that. So let's say if all the fights go round one knockout, boom, in the first 30 seconds, they won't start until 3:30. Might start it maybe 15, 20 minutes before. But I think 4 o'clock is your best bet. But yeah. Let me go through some more. 2-0 Liverpool. Reacts, is the news Arsenal socials in the players who were injured all except we are walking this league? I don't know, mate, because I don't follow Arsenal, do I? Read the chat when you get back. We're doing a watch long, mate. We're putting in the grind, Joe. We're doing a show at 2 o'clock. We're doing a show at 10 o'clock tonight. 10 o'clock till 4 in the morning. And then I'm doing a show at 11. I'm going live, at 12 o'clock midday tomorrow for a Newcastle Chelsea watch long. Then I'm going to do the match reaction. 5 shows within a day? Back to back to back. Listen, the boxing will be done I'll be going to bed probably about 5, 6 a.m. Quick kip. We're up again on the grind, man. This is what I mean. Like, you've got to be prepared to put the craft in. Subscribe on man. Boxing matches in the USA, yes. Just think what happens if Arsenal win. Reacts is cooking like Primo Salah, bruv. Fairs, man. Appreciate the kind words. I'm informing that they are back, bro. The league is done. Why, is Saliba back from injury? Fairs. I mean, we got an Arsenal fan on later, so 2 o'clock. Make sure you're there. But Wesley, if you're not there, I'm actually going to be very disappointed because I've actually gone out my way to start a brand new show each week. It's going to be twice a week. So on a Monday and Fridays, where we're going to preview the weekend's games. So we'll talk about Man City, talk about Arsenal, talk about, obviously, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, to talk about all the big teams in the Premier League. So if you're not there at 2 o'clock, I'll be very disappointed. I can't lie, because I've actually gone out my way to get this show, because I wasn't going to start this show until New Year. But I've gone out my way to get this show up and running for you. So, yeah, that's what he said about Curtis Jones. Any more stuff? Antoine Semenyo's race hotting up January move now. Very likely, understand, Man United. What's this? Man City have held talks with the AFC winger, LFC. Man United, Tottenham are also very keen. Spurs seen as the outsiders at this stage. Interesting. We'll bookmark that. Honest one, see insurance as well. BSA. Frimpong's back in the team. That's absolutely massive. What else have we got there? Now, very likely, that's looking like that's going to be the case. So yeah, we've gone through everything throughout the press conference, I believe. Big. Let me. So yeah, let's do a lineup builder. We'll stay live for the next 10 minutes or so because I'm gonna go and jump in the shower and then I'm gonna get ready for the day and stuff. Grab myself some breakfast. I'm gonna have myself, I'm gonna have myself a lovely fry up. I think I'm gonna cut myself a lovely fry up. Some eggs, some tomatoes, some bacon, some eggs, some sausages. Pause. Was that a pause? I don't even know. But no, chat. Let's get into this then. So I'm thinking, what is Slot gonna do here? Is he gonna revert back to type? I want to see him do this. We want to see the diamond. Let's be honest. We want to see the diamond. We don't want to see, anything else. In goal, it's obviously going to be Alisson. At right back, I'm expecting it to be Conor Bradley. Obviously, Gomez is obviously not in the squad. He's out injured. And obviously, Frimpong's not going to come straight back into the team, is he? So, yeah, that's what I'm fully expecting. And then what I'm going to do is at right back. Who am I feeling as a centre backs? Oh, it'll be Kanate and Virgil van Dijk. So they'll be the centre backs. I think at left back he goes Kirkas. Builds up that momentum. He talks about in the press conference about players building that momentum, players building that stability now and fitness, and be able to play 90 minutes. Kirk is surely got to be one of those names. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is where I think gets interesting. I think we fill out the obvious names. I think he definitely goes Hugo Ekitike up front. I think he definitely goes Wirtz in the midfield. Then what does he do? Because it all depends if Szoboszlai is fit, doesn't it? I wouldn't be surprised if he goes 4-4-2 flat. Does he go back to 4-2-3-1 because he can't play the extra midfielder they introduced to Szoboszlai? So if not, it'll go. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys saw something like this. McAllister getting that 1 week rest, I think, is crucial. I wouldn't be surprised if you see that. I want to see the diamond, man. I want to see the diamond. That's what I think. He might go down that route. If not, he either reverts back to type, goes to 4-2-3-1. He then goes. Then who are you putting on the right? Is he going to put Chiesa there? Probably not. So I think go with the diamond. We need to. What has got his points in the past 2 games? Back-to-back clean sheets, professional performances, good performances from an all-round team perspective. Keep it up. Why change? Now, if you get booked some more injuries, fair enough. Szoboszlai is going to be back. He's going to be on the bench. So I expect him to come on. So we've actually not lost any players. The only players that's out injured is Joe Gomez. And Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo will probably be back for, I reckon. He'll probably be back for around about Leeds or after Leeds. That's when I think he'll be back. Let me go through some of your chats. Where did I get to? Okay, mate. Saliba played the last game, bro, the 490. Now hold back. Reax wants to see the diamond. I'm just going to be seeing trophies this season. Man, 21 years old. And we're 21 years and we're finally back, lads. I won't gas it up too much yet, lad. I don't know if I'm being honest. To be honest, I've seen trophies. I see trophies all the time, mate. Szoboszlai is the next captain after Virgil van Dijk. I agree. When do you think we should win the league? Oh, that's named QT mods. So that's what we all want to see. Frimpong on the right, if he's back. Oh, I don't think you can go Frimpong because Frimpong's been out for 4 to 6 weeks. He's been out for 6 weeks. So I don't think you can risk Frimpong in terms of a start. Chiesa starts. I would love Chiesa to start. Does Chiesa start though? Does he start? And probably not. City winning the league. Wesley, I think City wins the league and we will win the UCL. Then we'll win the UCL. I mean, look. Listen, I would absolutely, we will be there if we won the UCL. I mean, look, I doubt it. However, we'll have to, wait and see, and we'll have to ultimately wait and see. But yeah, bless up everybody in the building. Bless everybody. Reacts, what trophy are you bringing? Are you bagging this season? If my manager I think an FA Cup is possible. Wesley, I've said it many times. I think Liverpool can still win trophies this season. I think Liverpool can win an FA Cup and a Champions League. It all depends on what the manager decides on how to do it. Okay, mate. We've seen the Champions League where Arsenal is Champions League. I've been calling it since the summer. The team has stopped really want the Champions League after PSG last year. Listen, I'll take a Champions League every day of the week, mate. The Champions League, you know, we've won it 6 times. We've had unbelievable memories in Europe. So I would definitely take a Champions League. But I think that's somewhat the team I think you might see. Just again, over compact the midfield. Does he sub? He might start Szoboszlai, I don't know. But I'm just saying, if he doesn't start Szoboszlai, I want to see that team. But no, let's actually have a quick look at the fixtures for this weekend. Before we wrap up, we'll wrap up in the next 5 minutes or so. Newcastle, Chelsea, interesting. Brighton, Sunderland. If you're what a weekend of football. You got the Boxing tonight. Newcastle, Chelsea. I know darts, I believe, is on. I think horses is on, funny enough. Loads of sporting events this weekend. You got Tottenham, Liverpool, Everton, Arsenal. You know, you've got back-to-back good games, to be fair. Like, you kick it off with Newcastle, Chelsea. The 3 o'clocks. Yeah, a bit meaty, but I think maybe a Brighton, Sunderland could be good. You want to go and watch Man City, you can. Then you got Tottenham, Liverpool, Everton, Arsenal. So, and then Super Sunday, just the one game. I feel like they could have maybe spread it out a bit. Maybe I've noticed that they sometimes overdo it and overpack a certain day. So yeah, you got Aston Villa. What you got on Monday? Yeah, I've got Monday Night Football. Then Arsenal, Palace. Oh yeah, then Newcastle. So you got these set of games. So we play on the 27th, and then we play. What is it, on the 1st? Yeah, play on the 1st, don't we? You don't get as many fixtures, you know. I remember you used to play on Boxing Day. You used to play on Boxing Day, the 29th, and then you'll go and play on like the 3rd of January. That used to be the case. Well, it's actually still the case, really, now. Then we got Fulham. But yeah, chat. That's some interesting stuff. But yeah, you got some good games this weekend. I mean, I don't know what the extent is with Tottenham in terms of their injuries. That's what they have down as the predicted 11. I very much doubt we go Rio and Gamoa on the right. We're definitely not going to go Kirkes and Robertson as fullbacks. Kirkes and McAllister, I very much doubt we see that team. So they've got Richarlison, Simmons still, Kamani, Van der Ven, Kudus. What injuries players they've got? Kulizeski out, Basoma, Adogi, Taki, Dragosa, Madison. Yeah, Madison out with that massive injury is massive, man. I feel for him, bro, because that was probably his last chance really to go to like a big World Cup. And then obviously Dominic Solanke. And as for Liverpool, Frimpong is back, so that'll get chalked off. Endo, we don't really know anything about Endo. I don't know. Gakpo's obviously should be back. I think Gakpo comes back very soon. Obviously, Illing is out for the season, and Szoboszlai will be what's it called? But if you're Chiesa, surely you're thinking this is an opportunity now to be able to get some minutes. Because if you don't get minutes, I don't know if he ever will. You know, I don't know if he ever will. I really don't. I don't know if he ever will. If he doesn't get minutes, but no, tomorrow's game is absolutely massive. You look at the Premier League table. Man City, you know, right? Take away Man City and Arsenal, right? Because we're not bothered about them. We're not bothered about them at all, right? We're not catching Arsenal or Man City. I think Aston Villa is actually catchable if we can actually go on a run. I do think third place is still possible right now. Second and first, they're gone. Like, forget it. Just forget it, yeah? So you're looking at Aston Villa this weekend against Man United. You're probably hoping for what? A draw? So then if you win, you go a couple of points clear of Man United. And you also close the gap on, what's it called, them. So you'll close the gap and make it, like a 4 or 5 point gap. Chelsea got Newcastle. Newcastle, they're right now. I mean, they're 4 points behind us, but if we go and win our game, it doesn't really matter. So we want Newcastle to win that. If Newcastle can win, we can actually go above Chelsea, which Newcastle St James's Park can pull off, those wins, right? So for me, if they can somewhat pull that off, Crystal Palace, they've got Leeds. This is probably the biggest weekend in terms of the race, because if Villa drop points to Man United, who did Man United beat earlier in the week? Bournemouth? No, it wasn't. It was 4-4, wasn't it? Man United have got another dodgy weekend fixture. Shock horror. Man United are playing on a Sunday and a Monday. But I do think Man United will. Do I think Man United will take something? Are they at home? Yeah, I think. Yeah, they're losing. I think they'll lose. I think Man United will lose, so we should be able to overtake them, get some points on the ground. Crystal Palace will probably beat Leeds. Are they away to Leeds? 8 o'clock kickoff, we will be there. So hopefully, Leeds, we need this weekend Newcastle, Leeds, and Man United all to. And sorry, not Man United, Aston Villa to probably win, right? Or draw. So if that's a draw or a Villa win, we go above United. If that's a draw or a loss, we'll definitely go above them as well. And we can definitely overtake Chelsea. We can only overtake Chelsea if they lose. But even if they drop points, we close the gap. We'll just be behind. It'll just be a goal difference that will be ultimately the difference. But yeah, chat. Good stream, man. Good stream. Good morning stream, innit? Bless up to everybody in the building, man. Bless you all up, man. Slap the like button. Slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And I'm going to catch up with some of your chats, and then I'm going to wrap up in the next literal minute. So I'm getting hungry. It's like nearly 11 o'clock. So I want to go make some breakfast and grab a shower and all that. Just don't chat to man. It's the best way. I've already read that, man. So, PSV are dark horses with the Champions League. PSV will not win the Champions League, but very surprised. If you don't think Liverpool can bag a champs, I have a bridge to sell you. You're above my house. Trustworthy second again at LA. Because I watched football for a very long time and seen seasons can change on through their head all the time. Isak is not starting for me. Isak will start for me. Arsenal are walking this league, man. Why are we so mighty? When you lose to Spurs, I will be hoping to see you lot here in the men's and QC. Okay. And why is it 21 years in counting? So it's 21 years since the last one of tiles, isn't it? You see Max Mustafi get number 3. What's Max Mustafi got to do this? Have a good one, Footy. Thanks for the stream. Bless up, man. Big up the chat. Yeah, big up the chat. Chat, content plan for you guys this weekend. So we will be back live in about 3 hours, just over 3 hours, about 3 hours and 10 minutes. We've got a Premier League show. So we're going to be doing that. And then tonight we've got the boxing that we're going to be doing. And then tomorrow you should have a watch along, hopefully in the morning. And you'll have a match reaction. I'm going to try and do a match reaction live stream. But if not, I will get a video out. So you will have some form of content in terms of my reaction to the game. Obviously, I always post a video and always do a live stream anyway. But I will make sure I definitely get one of the two in there. Who is live that we will redirect to? Who is live? Let me have a look. I don't think really anyone's live, really. You know what, chat? We'll just redirect to the stream later. So, yeah, we're going live at 2 o'clock. Smash a like on that stream. How old are you, bro? Have a guess. Have a guess. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the stream later on. Take care. Whoops. Take care. And goodbye. Fuck you, Nemens, bro. Take care, chat.